Fire Door Safety Week is about raising awareness, just how crucial fire doors are. It's about highlighting specific issues such as poor installation and maintenance. Okay, the week for me is about educating people and raising awareness of just how important fire doors are in the passive fire safety of your premises. Okay, so a fire door is an engineered safety device. Fire doors are a crucial part of passive fire protection in every commercial, public, and multiple occupancy building. They save lives. They save property. Now, to safeguard your fire doors, there are simply 5 checks you need to make. Number 1, certification. Check the top of the door. Okay, you can use a mobile phone on selfie mode. You can use a mirror to check for that label. Okay, on the top of the door, or sometimes there's a coloured plug on the inside of the door. You're looking for a label that says FD30 or FD60. It means fire door 30. It means the fire door is fire resistant for up to 30 minutes. Now, you might see a label that says FD30S. Well, that's great because it means it's fire and smoke resistant. It's got special features to resist the smoke. Again, up to a minimum of 30 minutes. If the number's 60, it's a minimum of 60 minutes. Okay? If there's no certification mark, how can you be certain it's even a real fire door? No certification, you report it. Right, check for gaps. You might have a pound coin. A pound coin is 3 millimeters wide. Okay, the recommended consistent gap around your door at top and sides is 4 millimeters. So a pound coin should slot in nicely and move around the door. It shouldn't be baggy. Okay, if it is, or you've got large gaps, your door's not fitted correctly, report it. Now, the gap under the door can be slightly larger. It can be up to 8 millimeters. But it's important that you cannot see daylight through it. Okay? If it's not right, report it. Now, 2 of those things I've just mentioned, as a fire risk assessor, I see time and time and time again as not being compliant. No certification, and the door's baggy. Its gaps on left, right, top or bottom are too large. If it's not certified and it's got too many gaps, I'm afraid I can't guarantee it will work in the event of a fire. The other thing to check when you're doing door checks is to check for the seals. We mentioned FD30S, the S being it's resistant to smoke as well. Well, this will be done with smoke seals or intumescent strips, and they're fitted around the door or frame. Now, a smoke seal is a nylon pile, rubber strip or brush that goes around a door frame to help prevent toxic smoke from passing through the gaps. It fills the gap in between the frame and the door, and it plays a vital role in preventing smoke from passing from one area of the building to another. It doesn't, however, protect against fire. Now, intumescent strips are found usually in the door frame. When they're activated through heat, the material swells to create a seal. In the instance of the fire door, it creates a seal between the door and the frame, closing the gap. It prevents fire from spreading and helps contain it in that particular room or compartment. Intumescent strips can also be found lining any window frames in a fire door. as a fire would result in the window smashing and the fire rapidly spreading without the intumescent strips in place. If they're not intact or they're damaged in any way, you got it. Report the door. Fire doors are hung on hinges. Fire doors must hang on a minimum of 3 or more hinges. Open the door, check the hinges, check that they're firmly fixed, check that they're working correctly, and there's no missing screws. It's vital a fire door is secured correctly to the frame so that it performs correctly. The final check to make is closing the door properly. Check the door closes correctly and firmly onto the latch without sticking to the floor or frame. A fire door only works when it's closed. A fire door is completely useless if it's wedged open or can't close fully. Open the door halfway. Let go and see what happens. Does it actually self-close? Does it engage the latch? It should do. If it doesn't, you got it. Report the door. Okay, so those are the checks that we've got to do. Certification, gaps, seals, hinges, and closing properly. What I want to discuss now is, do all fire doors actually need a self-closing device? The short answer is no. Okay. It's laid down in the ADB Volume 2. A self-closing device is required on a fire door if subdividing escape routes to separate 2 or more story exits, subdividing corridors every 12 meters in length, subdividing a dead-end condition in a common corridor exceeding 4.5 meters in length, and protecting a staircase enclosure from a circulation space, and then doors opening onto external escape stairs. Now, in residential type buildings, and in care homes, hotels, student accommodation, etc., all fire doors should be fitted with self-closing devices. Okay, other than those providing access to things like cleaner cupboards, plant rooms, and all the high-risk areas. Okay. Why should self-closers be fitted? Well, in an emergency alarm is sounded, a fire's been discovered. The evacuating occupants may not necessarily fully close the door behind them, as they hurry out to leave. Closed fire door is designed to prevent the spread of smoke and fire into those escape routes. Self-closing devices, which are operational and well maintained, will help avoid those doors being left open. In buildings with high footfall, it's not uncommon to find self-closing fire doors which have been restricted by a door wedge or a heavy object, usually the fire extinguisher. In doing so, the function of the fire door has been completely compromised, and therefore the fire safety protection afforded has been compromised. Such action not only demonstrates poor fire safety management, but potentially leads to action taken by the enforcing authority, normally the local fire authority. The more foot traffic which passes through the doors, the more likely they are to be wedged. Okay. Any self-closing that is fitted should be compliant to the British standards, BS 7273-4.